Alright guys, today we're going to be writing. I promised you in the last video that the next video would be a writing video, and this is going to be the last video in the narrative writing series. We're going to move on to another section of the CSEC English A exam paper. So today is the writing day. Wow. So let's get into the meat of the matter. And as always, my computer does not want to work with me. All right. So the instructions are: write a sample story based on topics given in approximately 400 to 450 words. And our estimated time is 45 minutes. In your answer, you will be assessed on how well you, 1, use the stimulus provided, meaning the writing prompt that we're going to use, develop and organize the content of your writing, use language appropriately to your audience, purpose, and content, use appropriate grammar, right sentence structure, paragraphs, vocabulary, all of that good stuff. So this is taken from an actual sample CXE paper, and these are the instructions that you're going to see on the CXE exam paper. Also remember, as always, read the instructions on the paper. Don't take anything for granted. Not because you saw it on CSEC English Made Easy, that doesn't mean you're going to go in the exam and say, "Ooh, I got this. I'm not going to read." Always read the instructions on the exam paper. Now, I'm going to go back to the sample questions that we saw in the first video of the series, and we're going to select one of those questions to write our story. So let us go and review those questions very quickly. And the questions are: from his bedroom window, Harry could easily see anyone who went into the Johnson's house. Write a story which begins with this sentence. Guys, I'm kind of feeling this story. A 1991 past paper question. Let me look at: write a story in which you could include the following sentence. That was the strangest thing that ever happened in our village. I'm not feeling this one at all. But from my list, I am immediately being drawn to Harry because I think I have an idea of what I want my plot to be. Let me look at the third one. As soon as Boise heard the knock at his gate, he knew that he was in trouble. Write a story in which you include the words. Not feeling Boise at all. And then the final one is the match. And I am feeling the match. But the thing about the match is that there are too many ideas going on in my head. And I feel like if I write a story based on the match, that I might get lost in the whole thing. I'm not envisioning for me a story that I could write based on the match. So I think the best bet for me would be the first example given. That's what I'm going to write my story on, and then that's the one I'm going to choose. I think I have a plot. I think I have a plot that can work. Guys, all right. So let's move on to our actual story. All right, guys. So I am in Word. What I've done is I've copied, just to make it a little quicker here, I've copied the question here. I have inserted my text box so that I can make my notes. And what I've done also is to put this sentence here that would be the beginning of my story. Just for those who are curious, my font size is 14 so that you might see a little better if from watching, and also my, what's it called? My what do you call this? Words are Times New Roman. My letter format are, yeah, Times New Roman, and font size 14. So let me, it's right here. Oh, forgot that you guys can see. So let me change this to here. Whew. All right, so this box is going to be my brainstorm box. And immediately I'm looking at the question, his bedroom. So I'm going to type third person. So I can remember that I need to maintain third person because this has already been selected for me. So that's the format of my narrative, third person narrative, because his, he, right. Also, from his bedroom window, Harry could see anyone who went into the Johnson's house. I need to remind myself, Harry, look it out, window. Guys, I'm just making points so that as I write my story, I kind of have an idea. Now, the big part now is what it is I want Harry to witness, Harry to see. I'm also going to make note that I need to describe the house and yard, right? So I need to describe that. I need a plot, guys. I need a plot. All right, so I'm kind of feeling very nervous. The pressure is on. So I need a plot. All right, so Harry, what did you see? I am one of those, I like twisted stories. So I'm going to put murder, blood. Those are the things that genuinely, guys, come into my head. Killer walking out the door. Sorry, let me press enter. Killer walking out the door. So I have an idea of what I want. I want murder. I want it to be blood. I want killer. And also, if that is what I want, I need to describe the yard so that there's some kind of mystery. And guys, as I said, in the exam, you're going to take 2 minutes to basically drop down in your mind what it is you have, what it is you're thinking, so that you're kind of directed. And guys, immediately this just came to me as I'm talking to you. I want a cliffhanger, or I'm going to try to write a cliffhanger. So, so much pressure. Cliffhanger in there. All right. So from his bedroom window, Harry could easily see anyone who went into the Johnson house. That's where we are. Sorry to shouting at you. And so let us begin our story. All right. So let me write. The Johnson house stood as a lonesome, and guys, figure in the middle of the Parkway community for 30 years. Sorry, no numbers. We need to write 30 years. And that's where I have. So that's the first thing. So from his bedroom window, Harry could easily see anyone who went into the Johnson house. The Johnson house stood as a lonesome figure in the middle of the Parkway community for 30 years. of those 30 years, Harry could remember staring out of his window at every movement of staring out of his window at what seemed, guys, I didn't select the past tense. You're not helping me. All right, seemed past tense. All right, past tense because it's went, so we're writing in the past tense. Out of his window at what seemed like every movement for at least 16 years. He had seen the house transformed from a place of joy. Come on, Jay. 10 years ago. 10 years ago to a life less shell only 7 years later. So guys, I'm taking a different approach. I'm kind of giving you a little backstory as well as a little hints of setting, and I'm kind of developing a plot at the same time. So hopefully you're understanding what I'm going for. And guys, I don't know what I'm going to write next because we're writing this story together and it's somewhat organically being formed, and I am excited and nervous at the same time. So let's read what we have. And because I'm writing, I'm going to indent my paragraph because it's a new paragraph. From his window, Harry could easily see anyone who went into the Johnson house. The Johnson house stood as a lonesome figure in the middle of the Parkway community for 30 years. Of those 30 years, so I am reading and inserting and making, of those 30 years, Harry could remember staring out of his window at what seemed like every movement for at least every movement, staring out of his window at what seemed like every movement in the Johnson's yard for at least 16 years. Kind of fixing up everything, guys. He had seen the house transform from a place of joy 10 years ago to a lifeless shell only 7 years later. Wow! Oh my God, where am I going from here? I have no clue. Guys, I have no clue. I think I'm going to describe the setting some more. The yard seemed abandoned and unkempt, with broken bottles, flat tires. Why? say American flat tires, broken windows, and broken, take off the S, broken windows, I'm going to fix that some more. When the wind blew, there was a strong stench that consistently assaulted Harry's nostrils. It seemed like death emitted out of the Johnson's house. For the last, guys, I'm at 174 words, so I have to hurry up. I have to get my, I'm going to close. I have to get my word limit. I want to stay within the 400 to 450 word limit. I have to get my words. I have to get to the point, basically, because I feel like I'm drawing out my story too much, and I need to move from the description into the rising action. So the idea is that I need to transition from here to the development of the plot. Whew. I am excited to see what happens. It seems like that's emitted out of the Johnson's house. For the last month, there was evidence of life. For the last month, Harry, however, and I need to put in my punctuation, however, saw evidence of life with the exit and entrance of Marybeth Johnson from the house. I spelled this wrong. From the house. She was a breath of fresh air. If Harry had been honest with himself, she was the only reason why he paid close attention to the Johnson's house over the years. Yes, everybody, as in Jamaica we love to say, story is coming to bump. So we're at 224 words and we need to speed it up. So I'm going to quickly include a description of Marybeth and then get into this story some more. Guys, this seems like a very long video and hopefully you understand what I'm doing and you're not lost in the process. All right, so guys, what should I do next? Oh, I said I was going to describe Marybeth. All right. So she was a breath of fresh air. If Harry had been honest with himself, he would have admitted that she was the only reason why he paid close attention to the Johnson's house over the years. And guys, I wanted to know something, that as I'm going along, I'm trying to, as best as possible, edit what I'm writing, because I know that grammar is not my strong area and I want to ensure that at the end of the story, my story is not all over the place. I'm trying as much as possible to edit while I write, to read what I have. That doesn't mean that I have missed or I have caught all the errors. It means that when it comes time for me to edit at the end of my story, quickly to read over, I will be able to now have less errors to correct, that kind of thing. And so she was the only reason why he paid close attention to the Johnson's house. To Harry, Marybeth was a princess trapped in a dungeon. Guys, my brain. Now you see the inner workings of my brain. Oh, Lord. To Harry, Marybeth was a princess trapped in a dungeon. I'm going to put, come on, the Johnson home. Put, come on, oh, the Johnson's home. Her jet black hair cascaded. Guys, let me just apologize if you're hearing a lot of sound in my background. That is because it's a little noisy, so sorry about that. Her jet black hair cascaded down her back with in multiple curls. Guys, what did I just type right here? Multiple curls, and kissed her chocolate skin. Her eyes were piercing were midnight black. Her eyes appeared to be midnight black. However, the truth was they were the darkest brown eyes that Harry had ever seen. Guys, I'm going to stop here because I think I'm getting carried away. I know I should add more, but I'm getting a little carried away, and I want to develop my story in terms of develop the conflict. Remember, I was talking about the difference between description and narrative. This is what I mean. At this point, I have not presented a conflict. And if I continue describing Marybeth and go on, I will never present a conflict. And it is going to mean that at the end of the day, my story, and I'm putting story in quotation, would not be a story, but instead it would be a description. So at this point, I need to stop right here and go and just develop the conflict. I'm on the second page. Once again, I think I'm going to change this, guys. Once again, Harry closed his eyes, remembering the beauty of Marybeth. He had not seen her in a few days, and so once again, as it was his routine, he sat at his window waiting to catch a glimpse of Marybeth on her return home. Scene. He's there trying to see Marybeth. Marybeth, where are you? Marybeth! Alright, guys, I'm calm now. So Harry's there waiting to see Marybeth. Hours passed, and Marybeth was nowhere in sight. One word. Harry was sure he had not missed her coming home because he had not removed himself from his post all night. Suddenly, out as the clock on the wall struck midnight, Harry heard a deafening scream emitting, I don't like the word emitting, scream coming from the Johnson's house. Forgot the age. Johnson's house. Harry was immediately, Harry knew Marybeth was in danger. Without hesitating, Harry rushed downstairs and quickly made his way to the Johnson's house. His heart pounded against his chest as he rushed to save Marybeth. He got to the doorway of the Johnson house only to find it locked. I am coming, Marybeth. Harry yelled. He hoped that she could hear the sound of his voice and knew that help was on its way. Once again, Harry heard another deafening shriek from the other side of the door. Swiftly Harry kicked the door in and entered the house. He had no time to waste. Alright guys, I have paused at the story. Now, the question is, what do you think is going to happen at the end of the story? If you were writing this story, what would you add? What would you change? What would you take away? How would you end this story? And finally, please go to the blog CSEC English Made Easy to see the final part of the story, to see the final edits, to see what the final outcome is, and then we can have a conversation here or over there as to what you like, what you didn't like, what could have been changed if you were writing the story, what would you add, what would you take away, and so on and so forth. So guys, I'm going to end the video right here, and I am going to finish the story, and you are going to see what happened to Marybeth. What did Harry do? Do you think this story is plausible? What is the conflict and all that good stuff? Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Click that bell below when you subscribe, share with a friend, and let us know whether you like our videos by just clicking that like button and sharing the love. Alright guys, see you tomorrow. And when you come back tomorrow, I want you to tell me which aspect of the CXC exam paper do you think we're going to do next, or give us a suggestion of what you want us to do next. Alright guys, see you on the other side. Bye bye.